Hi everyone. Yeah, today I want to talk about spirituality and I want to talk about my beliefs. My beliefs doesn't mean they're right, just my beliefs. We've all got beliefs, and I just want to share some of my beliefs. And it's just a summary, really. I'm just going to kind of skim over them and individual things, individual components I'm going to cover in future videos. Okay, so just get straight to it then. Now, first of all, I believe that my beliefs are subject to change and they probably will change. Now, I consider this as development or evolution, and it's also to do with new discoveries and research, that are unearthed and discovered, and these can affect things, and not just new revelations and epiphanies, so that's where I'm at. I'm very open-minded, very much willing to change my beliefs, and it's not a sign of weakness or whatever. It's just developing and moving on, moving forward. Religion, on the other hand, is very stubborn, and they will not change. They will not change, even if a religious person finds that they tend to be very much set in their ways. Even if they have a little bit of doubt in their minds, that doubt, rather than it spur them to investigate, and it just kind of conjures guilt for doubting in the first place. So it's quite a different mindset, really. Okay, so just kind of diving into it. Okay, now I believe that God created mankind, right? Now I believe that, okay, you've got the Eden situation, the Garden of Eden, where you've got Adam and Eve, okay? Now I believe that, if you think of it, right, there are many races of people upon the earth in many parts of the world, right? The world is populated all over, and all kinds of different races. So I don't believe that they all came from Adam and Eve, but that Earth was populated for I don't know how long before that Adam and Eve scenario. Maybe thousands of years, maybe millions of years, who knows? Okay, so anyway, what happened is, right, in the Garden of Eden scenario, right, man fell. Now that is the writer's interpretation of what man did, right? The writer's interpretation. Moses wrote the book of Genesis, and he described the fall of man. Now, was it the fall of man? Now, man ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He maybe got some kind of greater understanding that maybe was unintended for man. But anyway, somehow it was interpreted that man fell, right, and sin came in. Now, what happened at the same time as this, the Bible describes, is that Satan and his angels, right, were cast out of heaven. Okay. So the fallen angels, okay, now what happened is they were cast out of heaven and they were cast down to our plane of existence, the three-dimensional existence, the 3D where we exist, and so therefore they were physical. They were the physical plane, the three-dimensional plane, and so they took on that. They had physical bodies and they inhabited planets, possibly Nibiru. Because I'm also making reference to other ancient writings too. The Sumerians speak of Nibiru being inhabited by the Anunnaki, and not just that, but the Book of Enoch as well speaks of the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki, they birthed the Nephilim, which were human Anunnaki hybrids. So anyway, so what happened is they fell. They inhabited planets. They're physical. They transport themselves on spaceships. Okay. Now, what I believe happened is, in Eden, okay, this is where some genetic, some genetic modification came about. Now, they're obviously of higher intelligence than the human race, especially at that time. Now, in modern times, we're just beginning to do some extraordinary things in laboratories scientifically. We can mess around with DNA and we can clone sheep, we can do, it's pretty amazing what we're just learning to do. But if you can imagine a civilization, or not even a civilization, but a species that is way more advanced than what we are today, and we're even way more advanced as we are today thousands of years ago. Okay, so you've got a situation where they are able to water down humanity through genetic modification. So maybe, right, now all this is maybe, this is just like, these are just some thoughts, okay, maybe the rib that was taken from Adam was for a sample of bone marrow that was like then kind of used in a laboratory, possibly in a spaceship or whatever, and you know, they modified man, watered down man, because I believe, right, that man, who God created, was created in the image and likeness of God, and that we are sons of God, and that we are gods, right, because we have like creative powers, right, we can create, we can alter reality, we can create reality, we can alter reality, we can do amazing things. Human potential is unlimited, and that the pedigree human being, right, is completely like amazing. But then what's happened is the Anunnaki, they watered down humanity through genetic modification to create a slave race, okay, and it was obvious in the ancient times how man was like slaves, but then it's become more clever, and as we move into modern times, we you know, we're a bit smarter, we're a bit more evolved. We just don't take kindly to slavery, like blatant outright slavery. So now it's a bit more covert. You know, we are slaves in the fact that we work 9 to 5, and you know, we're kind of dumbed down, and we just, you know, we work and spend like most of our working life very little disposable income. We accept 4 weeks holiday a year, and pretty much you're working most of the time just to, you know, pay your taxes and, you know, make the rich richer, the elites of the world. Okay, so yeah, that's another thing, is that the Illuminati, right? Now, I often ask myself the question, what is the motivation behind the Illuminati? The Illuminati are obviously like, you know, they're doing some sinister things, they're messing around with humanity, they are obviously like got some pretty sinister agendas, and, you know, you ask yourself, well, why, you know, if they're so rich, then why don't they just relax on the beach and you know, just relax by the pool or whatever, and just go on some nice holidays, stay in some 5-star hotels and just enjoy their lives, and why go in for all this stuff? Well, I believe that they are serving the Anunnaki, and how we know that is because like they're obsessed with the occult, they're obsessed with Saturn, numerology, astrology, you know, they really do plan things around those things, you know. So it seems it seems pretty obvious to me. Okay, so I also believe that in spite of this, right, so it's a bit doom and gloom so far, but in spite of this, somehow I believe that God has forbidden that they completely disable us from our humanity completely, because we can take it back. Now, the evidence that we're not true, proper humans, I think, personally, is that it's been said, most people know, it's been said many times, that we only use, like, 10% of our brains. So there's 90% of our brains untapped. We've got 12 strands of DNA, and 10 of them are junk. Right? So what's that all about, you know? I mean, I think that human potential, we haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, I think we can do so much more, and I believe that we're capable of so much that I'm not even going to mention what we're capable of, because it just sounds crazy, you know, and people are going to think I'm crazy for saying it. So I think maybe people think I'm a bit crazy anyway for the things I've said so far. But anyway, so I believe that we can take back, we can take more ground, we can get closer to our true humanity through the power of thought, because let's remember that originally, okay, and it's never changed, that through thought and through like harnessing the laws of the universe, thought and emotion, we can create and we can alter reality. I mean, we're capable of so much even in our disabled state, and I believe that if we can awaken to some of our abilities, and we can grab a hold of more of our abilities, and it can just snowball. Now consider just a little analogy, okay, about waking up. Okay, consider like you got some chickens, and these chickens are sitting on eagle eggs. Somehow some eagle eggs have got in among the chicken eggs, and these chickens are nursing these eagle eggs, and then the eagle eggs hatch, and the eagles are like running around as little baby chicks in the chicken coop, right, believing that they're chickens because they don't know any different. And now chickens can't fly, the eagles can fly, but the eagles don't fly because they don't believe they can fly, because they believe that they're chickens. Chickens is all they see around them. That's their reality. Yeah. So they don't fly. Okay. And then they look up and they see eagles soaring high in the sky, above the ground, and they're looking at these eagles, admiring them, saying, "Wow, look at those eagles fly! Look at them fly! You know, I wish we could fly like that." But they can't because they believe that they're chickens. Well, one day they get a revelation. They wake up and they realise, do you know what? I am an eagle. I am an eagle. I'm not a chicken. I'm an eagle, because they really are. But they never knew that, and so that prevented them from living their potential. Okay, so then as soon as they realise, then their reality changes, and then they can fly. Okay, and it's a bit like that with us. And I believe that 2012 is going to be a year of like flicking switches. I mean, we're going to get some new photons as we align with the centre of the centre of the galaxy. Photons, we've got photon belt. You know, these are proven to like alter DNA. Okay, but consider this also. Now we're moving into a subject that's going to require more videos, but there is a battle. We're living in a time of war. There is a battle going on right now for humanity, right? It's a war against you reaching your potential or being held back from reaching your potential. Okay, and I mean, it's kind of, I find it odd that, you know, all this radiation, you know, from like Fukushima, and there's a few radiation accidents, and I mean the UK are talking about building nuclear plants, and then there's always the threat of nuclear war, and like radiation is a big subject at the moment. Well, radiation, do you know what radiation does? How it's like so bad and harmful is radiation destroys DNA. That's what it does. So it's all about DNA, right? Your ascension, your ascension, your future, everything, you taking the next step forward in your humanity is to do with DNA. And there is like schemes for your DNA and for your pineal gland as well. The pineal gland is a big thing, and there's a war to calcify it. You know, there's chemicals used against you to prevent you from your ascension, and radiation destroys DNA. But you know, if we are awake and aware, we can avoid. You know, we can fight this. You know, and we can tap into our future, and we can receive our future. You know, we can. You know, humanity has been through a rough ride. You know, we humans, we're a beautiful species, and we're capable of so much. We have such a bright and wonderful future. You know, but we have had a rough ride, and you know, for thousands of years, there's been schemes and plots against us. You know. So anyway, so just a few thoughts. I'll expand on it sometime. But let me know, and you know, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm half right. Who knows?